Hello and welcome to Honors Chemistry. If you are watching this video, that means that you are either starting off the year as a distance learner or you may just need to be home right now. So a lot of this video we are going to cover on the first day of school. I'm not going to cover everything. One, because it's Tuesday and I don't have everything approved or ready to talk about yet. But two, as this year progresses, we're going to find that you as the student at home will need to take responsibility and get everything done that you're supposed to get done. So there are a certain couple points where you will just have to read a separate document that will be shared along with this video for you. Okay? So if you don't know who I am, I tried to record earlier today with a webcam to show you myself, but it didn't work, so I included my picture from last year so you can see what I look like. This is going to be my 9th year at Benton Central. So I graduated from St. Joseph's College in 2012 and then came here to BC, and I've stuck with it ever since and I enjoy it. So I'm glad to be here. I have a cat named Bunsen, and yes, I'm kind of a nerd and named him after the Bunsen burner. He's a lot of fun. And a couple of things that I do here around the school. I am the student council sponsor with Mrs. Amore, and I also coach Science Olympiad with Mr. Thompson. So this is a picture of our team last year. We placed 3rd at a regional tournament and qualified for state. Unfortunately, the state tournament did not happen last year, but we're hoping to do at least something for Science Olympiad this year. So if you're interested in science, and it doesn't have to be chemistry, let me know. As honor students, usually they're the ones who kind of step up, so I'm looking for you. And one of my favorite scientists is Albert Einstein, so had to include him too. What did I do this summer? Well, I didn't do very much because of our situation, but that's okay. If you notice, all these pictures include my parents because I was not able to see my parents I saw them at Christmas, and then I didn't get to see them again until June for the first time. They live in Fort Wayne. I grew up in Fort Wayne. And so to help keep our family safe, we did not meet up during the spring. So around the first week in June, I got to see my parents for the first time in person, and that was awesome. And then we decided to try to meet up every week during the summer. So, some mask fun. My dad's a funny guy. But we met up and we did a lot of hiking. So this is the day that we finished the Hell's Point Challenge at Pokagon State Park. It was an 8-mile hike. We went for ice cream in Fort Wayne. So I got to see them a lot, and that was nice. And then also, I'm a big runner. I really enjoy running. And so something cool that I was able to do over the summer is I did a run streak, which means I ran consecutive days, at least 1 mile a day. And my streak got up to 77 days. So unfortunately, I said I'm recording this on Tuesday. On Monday this week, we had some thunderstorms and I was not able to run to be safe. So my streak had to end, but it was a good thing to do this summer, especially when you couldn't do very much. So for this video's agenda, I'm not actually going to go through the classroom guide because that will be attached, and I just expect you to read it yourself. But we will talk about what supplies you might need, and then how are you going to access digital content, and then give you some time to complete the first assignments. So, like I said, I'm going to have you read the classroom guide, the discipline plan on your own. That'll be attached to an email to send to you. But if you were in person, then we would have these wonderful memes to look at. You're more than welcome to pause the video so that you can see all of these memes. Okay. Almost done. Yeah, they all pertain if you go in order of the discipline plan. Exam security. If you're at home, we're gonna work on that. We do have a quiz on Friday that you will be emailed a password in order to take the quiz online. But more information about that later. Okay, so a big important thing, and I have to make note of this, it is in your discipline plan, is mole bugs. So You might have heard of them before. MOLBUCs are the only form of extra credit in chemistry class. So normally in a typical year, you would receive little cuts of paper that are this in print, this MOLBUC, and I usually pick a different color every year to help me see what year is which. But because during this year we're going to have students at home at any given time, or maybe we all go home, whatever, I still wanted to have this option. So instead of giving a physical MOLBUC out in person, I'm going to be keeping track of them electronically in a spreadsheet. So there are different ways to earn MOLBUCs. You get one for having your birthday. I mean, you're born, so you get one. And then I will have a chemistry pun every week, and so that will be an assignment where for 48 hours you can try and answer to get the chemistry pun. There are a couple more quote-unquote assignments this week that when you finish those, you don't get a grade, but you do get a MOLBUC added to your total. So, and then how they're used at the end of the 9 weeks, they get put onto your grade for extra credit points. Now, in the past, people have been able to trade MOLBUCs or give them to a friend if their friend needed them, or get some from a friend or whatever, but with the way that the electronic version is happening, we are not going to be able to transfer MOLBUCs this year. Another thing is you may have had an older sibling or friend who has had me before and is really nice to you and gave you their extra MOLBUCs, their physical MOLBUCs from previous years. If you have any physical MOLBUCs, you have until August 31st to turn those in to me, turn them in physically to me, and I will add those to your account on the computer electronically, so then you can still use those as your MOLBUCs this year. But if it's after the 31st, I will not take it. So if you are at home but you have some physical MOLBUCs, send me an email and we will figure out how to get those added for you. There's more information about how MOLBUCs are distributed and used in the discipline plan. Supplies. Well, when you're at home, you're going to definitely need your Chromebook. What I would suggest is also having headphones. If it's ever hard to hear a video, or if you're on a Zoom call, it's nice to hear. There's less feedback if you use headphones. Scientific calculator, you won't need it until chapter 3, and then we're going to need it periodically through the whole year. I just say scientific, and the one I have pictured is like a $11, $12 calculator that I have in my classroom. That is not necessarily the one that you need. You can have a different brand. You don't have to have Texas Instruments. If you have a graphing calculator, that is a scientific calculator, so that would work. If you don't have a physical calculator yourself, there are apps you can get on your phone, or your just phone calculator if you turn it to the side. It might have some of the functions we need, but if you are taking a test, you will not be able to use your phone, so you need to know how to use a physical scientific calculator. And I will also try to give you some options for online calculators as well this year. So if you are at home, how this is going to work is I will have videos posted, and I will have any handout that I would potentially give in class also available online. So the binder and binder tabs, that would be if you were collecting those handouts, notes, packets, whatever, to put into a binder to stay organized. If you are at home, then you are required or expected, if you can, to print those off. But not everybody has access to a printer. So just maybe having a notebook or some paper to take notes on might be an option for you if you don't have access to a printer. So those are the other the other supplies you may need. So how you will find resources. Primarily, you will find assignments, videos, general information, all of that stuff at It's Learning, which there should be a bookmark link already for you on your Chromebook. So if we look at It's Learning, when you log in, you might see if you look like this. You might go up to courses and find Honors Chemistry 1. And unfortunately, not everything has switched over. Again, I said I'm recording this the day before school starts, so I just wanted to give you a heads up of what it looks like in case you've never used it before. On this overview page, I will post links to different things that you might need. I might post a link to an assignment that you have. I might just give you a link to a video or other information. If you ever have an assignment to do, it's going to be listed on the right side over tasks, like you have the Who Are You assignment that you need to get done. But then also another place to find all your information is up here at the top under resources. You will have two folders. So the chapter pages folder will have the chapters where you'll find information with the videos to watch for notes, paper resources, to find those handouts that I would give in class, other information as well. Or if we go to the assignments folder, then this is another area where you can find your assignments. Okay, so resources and the overview are both the two most important spots on It's Learning for you if you've never used it before. Now, even though I use It's Learning primarily, Google Classroom sometimes is easier to collect some things through. So I've also created a Google Classroom for the honors class. The code is listed here. I know a lot of teachers use Google Classroom, so I hope that you know how to sign up for that. There's nothing in there right now. There will be an assignment that you have to do this week on there, but if you can enter into a Google Classroom, then for chemistry, honors chemistry, you will receive an extra MOLBUK by August 21st, and I will let you know that you have received that MOLBUK for the Google Classroom. When you are trying to figure out which is which, every week I will also be sending out a schedule for you. So this is the first schedule, and this is attached to the email that I just sent out. I'm trying to color code where things are located. So yellow will be It's Learning assignments, and Google Classroom will be green. Sometimes we're only going to have It's Learning. Sometimes we will have both. So you just have to pay attention, and if you're confused, ask me where to find it, okay? And this is a working document, so I currently don't have everything ready for Friday, but I will try my best to have at least 3 days available, if not a whole week available, so you know what to do if you're at home, okay? Another thing, digital resource, is to sign up for Remind. Now, the Remind group is going to be a mixture of students at home and in person, so sometimes I will only be sending out information that actually pertains to in-person class students, but if you sign up for that, you can also receive a MOLBUK if you get up there by next Friday. And also, I'm always available by email, so if you ever have questions, let me know. Now, I know that some teachers are requiring you to log into Zoom or Google Meets when they have class. Because I already have videos recorded for actual lectures, I'm not going to require that. But if you find that you are struggling and you would like that, and maybe that could help you, then reach out to me and we could try and arrange that. But I don't know necessarily that watching through a video will be the easiest way for you to see the board to take notes. So that's why I'm not requiring it at this time. And then just as a school rule, all assignments are due by the end of the class period the next day, unless it's stated on the schedule. So just be careful that you're making sure to get stuff done. You don't have a lot of cushion time like we did in the spring. Okay, so last but not least, the first two assignments you have is on It's Learning, there's an assignment that's called Who Are You? And it's just some questions so that I can get to know you, especially since we're not together in class physically. When you fill that out and complete that, then you will get a MOLBUK added to your total. And then also on the Google Classroom, there will be a discipline plan agreement form that normally I would get a physical signature on a piece of paper from you and your parent has to sign both those pieces of paper and turn it back in, but since you are at home, and that's not good, we don't have access to that, and also we're trying to use less paper, so that will be showing up on Google Classroom for you. So both of these assignments should be completed before class starts on Friday, August 14th, and I will send out reminders to you. They're color-coded on the paper that I gave you. So I hope we have a great year. I hope that I can meet you in person someday if you're starting at home for the first 9 weeks, or at least maybe over a Zoom call or something. So I hope you have a good first week, and please always know that I am available through email or the Remind group if you have questions. So just make sure you reach out to me.